Good morning, day 4 of the Great Dig. So we got rained out yesterday. It's pretty wet. So kind of waiting on things to dry up a little bit. It's supposed to be nice the next few days. Today's Friday. It's the last day of, I guess, my vacation. I go back to work next week on Monday. So I've got a lot left to do over the weekend. But we did get a few things done yesterday. We got some new tracks put on the hoe, which it desperately needed. We had repaired one of the tracks with a car tire after it ripped, and that's kind of what I've been using. Here's a shot of the new tracks. So they look pretty good. Not too hard to put on, I guess, compared to metal tracks. It probably took us about an hour to get those on, 2 of us. I don't think I'd be able to do it by myself. Here we go. It's more or less the same as what you saw the other day. Still pretty wet. I'm going to get this pushed back a little bit more away from the blacktop. And then once that's done, I'm going to come right over to here and around this area, and I'm just going to start removing this dirt. So we'll see how it goes. Good morning. Made a little bit of progress yesterday. It goes kind of slow when we get close to the house here, but we got some of this dirt moved away, hauled away, and we got this bank pushed up even more, and we have a ditch down to the footer. So now we just got to carry this along the rest of the house there without damaging the house. That'll be interesting. So wish us luck. It's a tedious process, but we're getting it done a little bit at a time. So we've got to go, I believe, 7 inches below where the basement floor is. The basement floor is about 4 foot below the bottom of that window. It's actually 49 inches. So that means we need to go 56 inches below the bottom of the window. And the reason for doing that is the concrete people, they want 3 inches of gravel put down, and then they're going to put a 4-inch pad of concrete. So it should match up dang near perfect to the basement floor. So we're going to put a French door there, and when you walk out, it'll be a nice even transition. So I'm going to get started here, and we'll get a little bit more videos once we make a little bit more progress. Wish us luck. Back again. I believe this is day 6. Got quite a bit done yesterday. I had some help. So 2 people running machines. You can see all that dirt back there. So still not quite done yet. A lot of dirt here. I'll show you what we got going on. Found a couple things we weren't expecting. You can kind of see the footer down there below that black pipe. You may notice there's a trench here that's wet. So basically underneath our pad of our basement is full of water. and I don't know if it's the footer drain's not working. Again, this is well below where the footer drain is, but I'm just kind of letting this out to see how much was in there, and you can see there's quite a bit in there. So the plan is today to dig down to the top of the footer level, the level that we need for the floor to match up between the pad and the basement floor. Try to get our bank sloped a little bit better, and then I may do one other trench similar to this one just to kind of let water out. I'm also going to dress up down here so that the water, you see how it's kind of flowing out into the driveway. I'm going to make a path for it to flow down this side of the driveway. On the other side of that pile of rocks, there's a drain for it to fall down in the drain and then go under the driveway and shoot out into the creek there. So that's kind of the plan today. We're going to dig down 3 foot in front of the existing footer, right in front of it. We're going to pour a new footer, and that new footer is going to have rebar tied into the old footer. And really the main reason we're doing that is, you know, now that we've dug all this out, that footer's well above the frost line. So if we were to leave it above the frost line in the winter with all the freezing and thawing, it would raise and lower, and it would cause some major issues for this side of our house. So the idea is you pour what they call frost footer in front of your existing footer, and that'll prevent moisture from raising or lowering it. It just blocks moisture from getting underneath of it. I think what we're also going to do is through that frost footer, we're probably maybe underneath of it, I'm not sure, we're going to allow a way for water to get out from underneath the basement pad. So I guess this is normal. It's normal to have water underneath your basement pad. News to me, but from everyone we've talked to so far and everything we've researched through the internet, it's not that big of a deal. Our basement's not really wet now, so it's been this way for 30 years or more. It's about how old the house is, so probably not that big of a deal. I imagine what's happening, if I had to guess, and I'll show you here. I'll walk over here to the other side of the house, and you'll see that they kind of dug a hill out and put the house here. This is what we've got going on. You've got all the water that comes off this hill, and there's a French drain in right here. You can see our lovely dogs dug up part of it. That was nice of them. And so the water comes in down this hill, and then what I'm thinking is it seeps down through, whether it hits the basement wall and goes down, or it just seeps down through underneath, not really sure, and gets underneath the pad that way. And I've also noticed right here in this area, you can kind of see it's wet. You see how spongy this is? Me walking on it. I don't know if you can kind of hear it, but it's always wet right here. No matter how long we went without rain. So I'm kind of thinking there's some sort of spring in this hillside somewhere. And that, to me, makes more sense as to what's going on underneath our basement. So we've kicked around some ideas on how to mitigate that. We're not going to be doing that during this project. It's Sunday. We just got back from church. And ironically, the sermon today was all about, struggling and overcoming challenges and not allowing it to get the best of you, and having strength and courage from God to push through these things. And I definitely need some strength and courage with this project. This seems to be quite a bit. We'll get this sorted out one way or another. I'm not going to let it break me, that's for dang sure. And I'll try to keep you all updated.